In this episode, the brand new Porsche Carrera T, Rolls-Royce is going EV, and the great Rivian Recall. Welcome to episode 125 of the Weird Auto Show. What's up, Derek?
Mr. Michael Rowell. It's chilly in Florida.
Yeah, woke up this morning. I threw on my regular t-shirt, pair of shorts, go take the dog out. Regretted that decision immediately at 54 degrees outside.
Yeah. This is not okay.
It's great for my car, not for yours.
We got blasted by a Category 5 hurricane like 3 weeks ago, and now it's cold.
It's amazing.
What is going on?
It is so nice out. It's beautiful. My
It
car's
is nice.
The little teeny tiny turbo on my GLI is very happy with this cold, dense air. It turns into an angry monster.
Almost every car is better when it's a little chilly. Just a little chilly. Not
It
too
is.
chilly.
Correct.
There's a sweet spot.
It is. That was it 58 to 71 or whatever it is?
Yeah, I'd say you could go down to like 45, but past that, it's...
Well, because then it's... Right, you're not actually feeling the benefits because now your tires are too cold.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't actually do anything that you want to.
And I think you only compress air down to a certain temperature. Like it becomes more dense, and then it doesn't really become more dense at that point.
Yeah.
It's useless. So
Diminishing returns.
right.
Well, shall we get into some news?
Let's do it.
So let's start off the day with some news that I'm super excited about.
Okay.
It's Porsche news. According to my cup, I should be very excited about it.
So what are we talking about?
We are talking about a 911. Wow. I know.
Okay.
Descriptive. But we're going to add another 911 to the fold to add to... Now, how many is that? A lot. Double-digit 911s.
Too many.
So we've got the new Carrera T. So this is the 992 generation, 2023 Porsche 911 Carrera T.
What's a T?
T stands for touring.
Oh, okay.
So the T is a car that I'm actually pretty stoked about. It is kind of all of the right things for all of the right stuff for the people that really truly love to drive.
Okay.
It's not a super as luxurious and comfortable and all that. The T is a bit more of a lighter weight, more purist driving car.
This isn't a track car.
No,
This
it's a
isn't
canyon
a luxury vehicle.
It's a canyon carving car.
Okay.
It's a car if you were to live, say, somewhere in, North Georgia, East Tennessee, West North Carolina, that I would say would be the perfect 911 for you there.
Is it a California coast car?
Could be.
Okay.
Sure. Maybe. I mean, the roof doesn't go down.
That's
But-
what I was going to debate.
Yeah, no. Maybe. Maybe more California mountains, I would say.
Okay.
But this touring, this T, I'm very, very excited. It's a bit lighter. It's a little over 100 pounds lighter than the standard Carrera or Carrera S. But it's lighter in all the right things. So what they do is they take the standard Carrera, and then they rip out the back seats. Then they tell you it only comes in rear-wheel drive. It comes standard with a manual transmission, not the PDK. And then they make the carpet a little thinner. They make the sound deadening or the sound dampen insulation, right? They do less of that. They allow you to get the lightweight carbon bucket seats. That's an upcharge, but they do allow you to make it. They give you thinner glass and a smaller battery. So it just is more delicate.
Okay.
Now, you can option the PDK and the back seats back into it if you want to, but to me, that sort of spoils the whole point of it, right? If you're going to do that, well, then just buy a Carrera or a Carrera S, right? Right?
True.
It keeps the same engine as the base Carrera, which is the twin-turbo 3-liter flat 6, which is, like I said, same engine that's in the base car. But they just make it better.
So this slots in right above the base.
It actually slots in perfectly between the base Carrera and the Carrera S.
Yeah.
So for prices, the base Carrera is $107,000 and change. The Carrera S is $124,000 and change. The Carrera T is about $118,000.
Okay, sure.
So yeah, it's right in there.
That's a solid spot for them to fit this car. Do you think there's massive demand for this car?
For Porsche driving purists, yes. Then the previous generation Carrera T took the drivers by storm, or the drivers took it by storm. I've heard nothing but just raves about the previous Carrera T.
Okay.
Because it came with the more sports car stuff that you get in like the Carrera S, but in the base car. It's all of the stuff that a driver wants with none of the extra mumbo jumbo that you just kind of don't really care about.
Right. For the
like
Porsche enthusiasts, it makes sense.
Yeah. Like, for example, this car comes with, from standard, a mechanical limited slip diff, which the base Carrera does not. Right. It's got the performance stuff without being the $190,000 GT3. Right. It's kind of just really good.
Okay. Is the what's the 911 turbo that's more streetish?
The Turbo or Turbo S?
I think the Turbo S.
That's like the crazy rocket ship.
Okay. That would just put this in the dust. Price range, it's nowhere near.
Not even close.
Okay. So we're different ballparks here.
Completely. So they tout this to be an affordable, performance-minded model that's focused on driver engagement.
I'm trying to understand. There's a very narrow gap to hit here. There's what, a $15,000 gap.
It's literally just for the people that want the 911 only to drive it. They don't want it for an investment. They don't want it because it's just the badge. They want it to drive the living shit out of it.
But why would you not get a 911 turbo if you're going to drive it hard?
Because turbo's too much. Turbo's like $290,000.
Okay.
If you have not done quite that well in life yet, and you're not really at the ballpark
Right.
where a $250,000 plus 911 Turbo S, there's no point.
So why not spend the $15,000 and go up to the Carrera S?
Because that, again, the Carrera S is great, but you get extra luxury heaviness.
Oh, okay.
This is lighter. It's lighter weight. And it only comes rear-wheel drive.
Okay. It seems like such a narrow gap to hit that it's kind of odd.
If you're a Porsche person, this is big money. This is perfect. This is the car I would buy if I was buying a new 911 and I couldn't quite afford a GT3 yet.
All right.
If I were to buy a new 911 and I couldn't afford a GT3 or even a GTS, the Carrera T is it.
And this is above Cayman.
Yes.
Okay.
But if we're being real, this car doesn't have back seats. I mean, you can option the back seats. If we're going to play a little bit of hypothetical game here, if you're spending taxes and everything, $120,000 or so, why not look at getting a Cayman GT4? They don't have back seats.
How much?
120 to 130.
See, this car feels weird to me.
It's for people that want a 911,
Okay.
but they don't want a mid-engine, they want a rear-engined, right? They want the 911 silhouette, but they want it to be lighter weight and just a driver's car. I like it.
I get it. I just feel like it's extremely narrow. I'm sure they made it for a reason. I'm sure it will be sold.
You
It probably
kind
will
of get
do
it,
well.
but you're not getting it because you do not eat, sleep, and breathe the brand of Porsche, sir.
Right.
I have drank the Kool-Aid. I am full sold on the brand. So for me, this is like the somewhat attainable 911 perfection.
I feel like I have too much common sense for this car to make sense.
You're funny. Too much common sense. You and your common sense. Well, either way, it's going to weigh just a hair over 3,100 pounds. I like it, but, it's not for everyone. But it's for me.
Bet you we see it at a car show in 6 months from now.
I can't wait to see one.
Yep.
I cannot wait to see one. And if I see one that's been optioned with a PDK, I'm going to find the owner. I'm going to go up. I'm going to kick him in the shin.
You'll find one. Don't worry.
If I see one that's been optioned with PDK and the back seats back into it, I'm going to kick them right in the shin. So if I see you and you buy a Carrera T with back seats and a PDK, not a manual, guard your shins.
Jeez. All right.
It just ruins the whole car. But I digress. Shall we move on?
Sure.
Okay. How about we move on to a very big car?
Okay.
A Rolls-Royce. Okay. Let's move on to the new 2024 Rolls-Royce Spectre. It's an electric vehicle.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
What?
An electric Rolls.
Have they made any electrics yet?
No.
This is their first foray into it.
I think they did like a concept of an electric vehicle back in 2012, but not like an actual one.
Okay. Let's do this.
Okay. So let's start out with the fact that it's freaking huge.
Well, yes. It's a Rolls Royce.
Yes, but it's freaking huge.
How big?
It's only got 2 doors, but it weighs over 6,500 pounds.
There's a lot of batteries in there.
It's so big.
All right.
No, okay. It's over 6,500 pounds. It's over 18, or it's not necessarily over, but it's about 18 feet long. That's long.
What?
That's a school bus. Well,
not quite.
for some schools.
For a car, it's a school bus.
It's huge.
Yes.
And it's 7 feet wide.
What is normal?
I don't know.
Okay.
But that just seems big. Let me see. Okay. Width of BRZ. I want to see this.
That's small. Should be, at least.
Let's see. 69 inches, which is 5 feet.
God. 5 feet? This is 2 feet bigger than a BRZ.
Right? 5 times 12 is 60. So this is over 5 feet. It's 5.5 feet, right?
Holy moly. Yeah. 5.75.
Okay,
feet.
so this is a foot and a quarter wider than your BRZ. I feel like that's quite wide.
Yes, but that would be around what? SUV territory?
But it's a 2-door coupe.
Yeah.
It's big.
It's not a Miata. I get it.
My favorite stat that I've seen in this article, in terms of its bigness, is they mention its turning radius.
Okay.
It takes 42 feet to turn the car around. I feel like that's pretty big.
I think that is pretty big.
I feel like that's like...
It's not great.
Like, that's the turning radius of a moon.
But let's be real. Who cares? You're buying an EV Rolls Royce. You want it to plow the other cars off the road.
Oh, did they even do the stargazing in the doors as well? Wow.
Yep. The doors open from the front?
That's the same way that they've done.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah,
you're right.
Suicide doors.
Yes.
Yeah, right. They call this the spiritual successor to the Phantom Coupe.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah.
We'll go with that.
Let me steal a quote from this article, and it has to do with its motoring powertrain. The quote is, "The dual-motor electric powertrain should complement traditional Rolls-Royce virtues of quiet and calm with a carefully engineered, heavily assisted electronic chassis that's promised to deliver a, quote, magic carpet ride," end quote. Well, would you like a magic carpet ride?
I love that quote.
Oh
man.
Boy.
Okay.
It's going to have about 577 horsepower. It's going to make 664 pound-feet of torque. It's going to be doing 0 to 60 in roughly 4.4 seconds-ish. And it's not cheap.
How not cheap?
The estimates are that it's going to fall somewhere between the Rolls-Royce Cullinan, which is their SUV, and the Phantom, which is their top-of-the-line luxury sedan. The Cullinan starts at $351,000. The Phantom starts at $460,000.
Oh boy.
So let's split the difference. You got 350, 460. 400-ish sounds like a middle ground there.
Okay.
So you're going to spend $400,000 for an electric Rolls-Royce that has a range, which I didn't mention, of estimated at 260 miles.
Ooh.
That does an entire circle in 42 feet. Turns around in 42 feet.
The range, a bit rough.
For $400,000.
Ooh, yeah. It is their first car. 200. What was it?
260 miles.
Ooh, they couldn't even get to 280. Oh god. Okay.
So let me put things in perspective. Lucid is supposed to be the luxury electric vehicle currently. Agree?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Pretty sure Lucid can do like 400 miles.
It can.
They were the one that like went, hey, we can do 400. And I'm pretty sure a Lucid is like 150 to 250,000, depending on spec.
Around 200, yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Okay. If I'm getting a luxury electric vehicle, it's not going to be the Rolls-Royce Spectre. It's going to be the Lucid.
I would have to agree the specs of this car are a bit lackluster. I don't think that's what your average Rolls-Royce purchaser cares about.
They don't give a rat's ass about the specs.
No.
Literally zero rat of an ass.
No. They get in this interior and go, oh, this is magical. There are stars on the ceiling.
Mustard-colored interior.
Where can I hang my purse?
Okay, hold the phone for just a moment. Their interior is colored like a hamburger. You've got the black that looks like the patty. You've got the red trim on the top. That's ketchup. Then you have the yellow, which is the mustard. And you have the white, which is the bun or the mayo, however you want to describe it.
It's something or another.
It's a hamburger-flavored interior.
Oh, boy. It's something or another. But you know what it is? It will fit with the people who are going to buy this car.
And who are they?
That upper class.
That want a hamburger-themed interior?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, the multimillionaires.
That's Ronald McDonald's Rolls-Royce. Look inside.
Sure. But
Does it not look like Ronald McDonald's Rolls-Royce?
I agree. Weird
Okay.
colors. But when you're at that point, it doesn't matter. This is appealing to you.
Sure.
Do you disagree?
Yes.
For the oil
Because
tycoon,
I have eyes.
does not matter when you have this Rolls Royce if you
Fair.
have eyes or not.
That's fair. That's fair.
You will be chauffeured from one place to another anyway.
But will you, though, because it's only 2 doors?
It's a good point.
But will you, though, because it's only 2 doors?
Ooh. I am interested to know, and I don't, we're not going to get this answer, but why did they not go SUV first for the EV? Most car companies have started SUV.
Because Rolls-Royce isn't an SUV company. Sure, they have a SUV, but that's their first SUV.
Agreed. But my point being made here is you test on the thing that isn't the moneymaker to figure out how do I get above 300 miles of range, and then you bring the nice specs and the good quality to this.
Or does Rolls-Royce know that the average Rolls-Royce owner only ever drives their car to the grocery store and then to the champagne gala somewhere? I don't know.
You don't take this on multi-state road trips around the United States?
No.
No, you don't.
I don't
No.
think the average Rolls-Royce owner drives their Rolls-Royce more than, dare I say, 60 miles per week.
Yes,
Maybe.
I would agree with that. Maybe that's why the specs are so... Yikes.
Because they know their drivers don't drive the car.
No.
They drive it 2.5 miles.
They get driven there.
Yes.
Yes.
Don't know.
Curious to see what the SUV EV that they release will be. Hopefully we at least get into the 300 miles of range, because that will be used on a daily basis, and that will be driven from city to city if need be.
I would think so.
Yes. This,
But we'll
probably
find out.
not.
Yeah, I don't see this car going further than the local grocery store.
No.
And I wonder if it'll even be connected to any of the other charging networks that would work well. It won't work with Tesla.
From what I've heard, Tesla is currently outfitting all of their chargers with the same uniform charging port so that everyone can start using them.
Well, that's awfully convenient.
Yes.
Good.
So I do believe this will be, I forget what, it's like CCS something is the name of the charge port, but
Something.
yeah, it should be okay on all the charging networks.
Interesting.
Yes.
Well, let's move on to another electric vehicle, shall we?
Okay.
More specifically, an electric vehicle company. So if we think of EVs, and then we think of EV trucks, where does your brain go?
Hummer.
That's because you saw one last week.
Yes.
Where else?
F-150 Lightning.
Where else?
The Silverado. Did Chevy come out with that?
Yes, we talked about it. It's awful. It's a piece of shit. It's ugly. It's a Honda Ridgeline. Moving on. Which other one? Starts with an R, ends with an Ivian.
The Dodge Hellcat EV noise machine.
No, not the Hellkitten. But how about the Rivian?
Okay, we can talk about Rivian.
So Rivian. For the Rivian fanboys out there, I'm very sorry. Because Rivian has recalled over 12,000 of the R1Ss, R1Ts, and all of their cars, essentially. Because apparently there was a fastener that was not tightened correctly. Could affect steering of sorts.
Cause harsh ride and possible steering effects. Okay.
Yeah, so they've recalled 12,212 of them. And if we put this in perspective of total vehicles built, that's a vast majority of them.
Is that all the Rivians?
Almost. So Rivian has made a total of 15,332 since it started producing cars. And they've just recalled over 12,200 of them.
I think Ford made 15,000 F-150s today.
I think it probably only the 9 o'clock hour.
Yeah.
That's 12,000 vehicles recalled. When we talk about vehicle manufacturers such as Ford and Toyota and Volkswagen and Stellantis or Dodge or whoever, right? That's nothing. That's that's absolutely nothing to them. But when we recall 12,000 vehicles when the company's only made a total of 15,000 and change, that's huge.
That's a lot for them. That's big for them to handle. I don't know how they're going to handle that.
Yeah,
Because they don't have the dealership network to handle that.
I am worried this could be the beginning of the end for Rivian.
No, I don't think so. They're backed by Amazon, so Daddy Bezos' money's in there. It is going to be a pain in the butt for them, but I've heard there are actually bigger problems going on with the R1T at the moment.
Oh.
The back, I don't know what it's like. There's little slats that go over the top of the bed.
It's almost like
truck.
a tonneau cover.
Yes, but they mechanically slide in and out. And when they mechanically slide in, or basically open, you'll get some... The way that the mechanics work is a gearing mechanism, and the gearing mechanism is either stripping the slats, the teeth on the slats, or they're getting all offset and angled weird.
And then they get all jacked up.
Yeah, and you can't open them or close it at that point. So it's a solvable mechanical problem, and from what I've heard, that's the next thing coming for their recalls, which will be bring your R1T in to get your bed cover fixed. But this is what happens with new car manufacturers. This is normal. It's normal to have them have these problems, learn from it, and then the next time they create something, they will have learned that lesson.
Yes, but I hope for Rivian's sake they are able to fix this quickly.
They, in theory, will be able to.
I know that a lot of their total made that's being recalled.
Yes. From what I know, the demand is not a problem from Rivian's perspective. It's actually their manufacturing and supply chain issues, kind of like the rest of the industry.
Well, yes, but they don't have any backbone yet.
No, not yet. And that's why you only see 15,000 cars. So, yeah.
Where do you take it to get it recalled, fixed?
I don't know.
That's my question.
I don't know.
Because Tesla has, like, service centers.
Right.
I drove past one not long ago, and I saw an old Roadster there. But, like, Well, Rivian doesn't really have anything.
You're not shipping it to California where it was made. Unless you're over there in the West Coast.
I don't know.
If you're here in Florida, I don't know where you take this thing to get it fixed. Maybe they do have Rivian service centers, but I've never heard of one. So
I've not a clue. Apparently, Rivian's going to start notifying owners about this by November 24th. So I guess they haven't even started to really notify people. So, yeah, that's what's up.
hopefully they get it sorted out.
Yeah, I hope so for Rivian folkses.
Mm-hmm.
So I got no more news. You got anything else?
I do not.
All right, so it's going to wrap us up for episode 125. Thank you all so much for watching and listening. If you are watching on YouTube, let us know in the comments, where do you take the Rivian once it's being recalled? Where? Where are the service centers? Don't forget to hit a thumbs up and the subscribe button. Would love to have you follow on the channel. And don't forget, follow us along on audio too, right? Some people listen to us just through their ears without their eyes. Crazy, right? If you're listening on audio, so, Apple, Google, Stitcher, Spotify, all that, please leave us a 5-star rating and a review. We'd be so grateful for that. And while you're there, follow us on social. Facebook is We Are Auto, Instagram is We Are Auto _, YouTube is We Are Auto, and our website, which is amazing, by the way, weareauto.io, where you can catch some of your favorite past races. So again, thanks so much. Catch you guys in the next one.
Peace.